Welcome to this Lyric That Truth podcast. One of my favorite repeat guests, of course, Z Mama Abby,
Hi.
back with us today. The gal at the front desk, she was like, "Who are you talking to today?
Oh.
Like, what's the topic?" And I'm
What
like,
is it?
"I'm so excited because I don't really know, but I'm
We'll
sure
find out when it's done.
We'll find out when it's done." Exactly. Like we have an idea going into it, but then it just kind of flows from there.
That's always one of my fears is like we have this like thing picked out and we totally left turn and it turns into something else. I'll be like, oh, sorry, I was telling weird stories and it took a left turn.
It's a podcast. It's all about weird stories.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Now I follow you on social media.
Okay.
I do.
Thank you.
I
Thank
consider you a friend, but it isn't like we hang out outside
No,
of
we
social
see each
media.
other here and it's so great.
Yes.
There you go.
That's our friendship. So
Yep.
it sounds like we're like deep, like
I did see you walking your dog earlier this week and I was like, hey, that's my friend Ceci. That was it.
I probably didn't see you. I've been told I'm very like,
that's okay.
I'm singularly focused when I'm walking that dog. And
That's great.
I have that thing on my face where I look like I'm in a bad mood all the time.
Yep.
So,
But do people have to look at you and say like, are you having a good time? And you go, yeah. And you go, then tell your face. Because I have that with my Dave, right? Like I'll be like, honey, what are you mad about? He's like, I'm not even mad. I was like, well, then tell your face. Like your face looks mad. Come on.
My husband Dave is a pastor, and I had a lady in our congregation approach me one time and said, as the pastor's wife, you might want to not look like you're angry all the time.
It feels like a fair, maybe little okay. I didn't realize everyone was staring at me, but I'll smile more.
I just get real concentrated. So
I'm focused. I'm so focused.
On that. One of the things I really like about you is that you're very, very different than me, and you're very positive.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of some of our podcasts about how different we both are. It's entertaining, I think, as a podcast listener, but also like, dramatically different people, both fully functioning in the world.
Right. I was just telling you off the air about a situation I encountered recently where I had to pivot in a massive way.
It was impressive.
I had a trip planned for entirely the wrong week. It was a work trip. It was I had booked entirely the wrong week, and I get a call
makes me sweaty
from the person I'm there to work for, and he's like, I need a favor, but you're probably on your way to the airport, which clued me in something is not right. Because I'm not leaving for the airport for an entire 7 days. What are you talking about?
How far does he think I live from an airport?
And then you're kind of trying to play it like you're trying to figure out what happened. And then you're trying to also be like, no big deal. If you needed me there completely across the country tomorrow,
sure,
I will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be great.
And then in my brain, it becomes this kind of challenge of how little ripple can we make.
The cavern of us and our differences are getting bigger and bigger. The more you explain how calm you were, I would be crying. There would be tears. There would be squeaking. There would be lots of sweaty panic things. And I picture just be like, all right, cool. I'll just move that timeline up.
Yeah, that's
very
fine.
chill.
I thought, I was planning on being there next week. I'll just emotionally move it all to this week. It's fine. Now, the key in this is I have a husband who is very detail oriented, is the one in our relationship that does all of the kids, dropping off and picking up. And
because that's a lot, because that's the me in our relationship. I just had it this past week, Sunday. I was flying out of the house to go pick up Monroe, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And he goes, don't forget the little one. And I was like, yeah, I got it. 6:30. I'll be back. And he's like, no, it's at 6. And I was like, okay. And he was busy painting, and he had previously asked me, because we are both type A and we had talked in our schedules. He's like, I don't want to have to stop painting. Do you need my help? And I was like, I got it, babe. I got it. And then I super didn't have it. And then I'm like texting him like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, it's fine. All is well. It's okay. And I was like, oh, I'm really sorry.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how frustrated do you feel like he was at you?
Probably a 2.
Yeah.
He probably maybe even pivots better than I do.
Okay.
He tends to be a little bit more like, all right, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, okay, but when we figure out what time will we be doing it though? When it's figured out, like what time? So I'm a little bit more.
Okay.
But he's fussy in other details. Like he's doing the painting in the garage because I've never painted something. Maybe I'm great at it, but you know who is great at it? Dave. So we're just going to let him be great at those things.
I think that's good. A girlfriend of mine asked my husband, Dave, how angry he was at me on a scale of 1 to 10, because this friend couldn't also like imagine pivoting at an entire week's worth of pivoting. And he said 4 out of 10.
what was your scale of though? Like, where were you in your like own reflection? Like, oh, this is one of my worst ones, or this is a Tuesday.
Honestly, this is a Tuesday. I'm probably going to give you a 2 out of 10
wow.
of level of frustration with myself. But at the time, I thought it was somebody else's fault.
Was that the case?
No.
Oh, okay.
Upon deeper reflection and text message checking.
Oh, okay. Fact verification.
It was 100% my mistake.
Okay.
Now, originally they had booked me for that week and then called me to let me know, in fact, they needed me a week earlier.
Okay.
So, I mean,
I can see the disconnect.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. You're not letting yourself off the hook. Okay.
And I'm good at letting myself off the hook, right? But we get in the car and I did say, I realize this isn't funny. And he goes,
will it be funny at some point? I think it's funny now.
It's funny now.
But is it funny to Dave yet?
It's funny to Dave yet. But that's what he gives me a lot of grace.
Okay.
We're very, very different. You are married, you're a type A married to a type A. I'm a messy married to a cleanie. Yeah. And we've had the same fight for 25 years.
But I think that's true in like a type A and a type A. We have the same things, like the same thing. It's like, there is no perfect solution here. We just need to find our way through this discussion, disagreement, and it'll come back up because even with being so similarly aligned, we don't come at it the same way, so then we view it differently, and then it just creates a little conflict, a heated discussion, if you will.
You think you would actually get to a point you don't have that discussion
the longer
anymore?
I've been married, I don't think that's a thing.
So
I'm only at 19 years though.
Okay, well,
but we're still doing the same song and dance about the same like 4 things all the time.
I had a podcast discussion with Dan Seaborn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that one.
He's now 65 years old. He admitted it on the podcast. I'm not calling him out.
All right. Yeah.
I think he said he's finally there.
Okay, I got some time then. Yeah.
Yes. He's like, I'm finally at the point.
But do you think it's because they figured it out or they just don't care?
Probably they're too old to care.
Okay, because that's kind of what I think. Like, eventually we're going to get to a point where it's like, it is the same conflict. We just don't need to hash it all through as long anymore. Like, I don't need you to see my point of view. It's fine. You haven't seen it all these years. We're going to just let it go.
Yeah.
So maybe I got 20 some years yet.
You get better at not sweating the small stuff, I would say.
Yeah. But I can see that in my parenting too. Like the things that like you were so worried about when they were little and you kind of grow past it.
I have been called out. So I have 2 launched children. Yes. I know we talk about this a lot on the podcast.
Well, that's what we're in. That's what we're doing.
One is married. And then one is living with some friends, and she's in a professional career.
Best
She's
life.
a hairstylist like you are. Loving it. Yep. I'm so proud of her.
Yeah.
In fact, she asked me to have her on the podcast. Let me talk to my producer. Note that, because she wants to talk, and I think this is so great, about encouraging people that graduate from high school that choose a working path.
Preach. She doesn't get enough positive, like, attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she wants to talk about what a great experience that was for her and how that's the right path for so many other young people.
Well, I'll say, and I didn't go into hair because I thought I was going to be a career hairstylist. It was just something that interests me. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. I've been at it at the end of this month. It will be 23 years at the end of October. Like, I've been in this forever, and it's just worked so great for my family, and I've loved it, and I'm still doing it 20 some years later. So even if you don't go in it with like, this is my career now, even though I didn't have to do all this education on the front side for college and things like that, you can still be in it forever.
Yeah. It's so great. Yeah. It's so great. So I that's a topic I want to explore too. And I want other parents to know, like, I'm so proud of her. Like when she has like a really successful color correction.
Oh yeah, those are worth celebrating.
I get just as pumped up as
I still have that. Well, sometimes I'll come home and I'm like, babe, I rocked that highlight today, and he looks at me like, you do that all the time. I was like, I know, but today was a good one. It was a good one. I nailed it.
This week she showed me a picture of an inspiration photo somebody brought her with. She was told she was doing blue tips on somebody. And so
I'm too old for that.
She really had to study because she was like, I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know how to do that.
I don't do funky colors. I'm too old for that. I'm
And
like,
then they changed it at the last minute to like a calico. There's a trend of calico something or other. It wouldn't have been a choice I would have made.
Oh, okay.
But she figured it out, and then she showed me the final thing. It looks just like the inspiration photo. I told her it looks like you don't know what you're doing, but that's what they asked for.
As long as they got what they asked for and you communicated well, that's 80% of it.
Right. So
I do a lot of haircuts, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't suggest that, but okay.
So these two are launched, and then we've got two at home. We got a high schooler and we got a middle schooler yet. And the one who, the hairstylist, she sat me down and she was like, "You need to pick it up with your parenting with this high schooler." She goes,
"You get loose in your old age."
I spent the afternoon with this one, and here's some things you need to talk her through regarding like the phone and the time on the phone. And
but that's an interesting dynamic because being the older one in my family, I kind of saw that over the years. But then as you get older, you understand why your parents parented you that way. Mm-hmm. Like even with my oldest, there's things that I explain about my youngest, right? 14 and 10. That's not a huge gap, but I'm like, I'm doing this because of this. Monroe had it. She was practicing about something and there was some disconnect about what time we needed to do. And she was upset and I was upset and I was exhausted. So I was like, I need 10 minutes. Just let me go upstairs. And I came back down and my oldest was really upset with me. He's like, "You came down on her too hard." And I was like, okay. And I kind of looked at him like, I don't really need your thoughts.
Right.
And I said, your dad and I can talk about this. I said, if I was too far, your dad would step in and tell me that I went too far. But also I said, I need you to understand it wasn't about the actual practice minutes. It was about the responsibility. It was about the self-initiative. It was about the self-discipline to get it done when given free time. And he kind of looked at me and he still wasn't thrilled, but he was like, okay. Like he could see that side of it, right? So if you have that, even 4 years, that made a difference of there's a reason why you parent the way you do because you know things.
Right.
So she's seeing the things where she's like, I know why you did that now. And you got to do that with that younger one.
Well, the situation was that child had gone like mega viral on a social media app when she was in 8th grade, but never told me she was on the app.
Oh, okay.
So my reaction, I went all the way. And I like freaked out, made her delete the app.
Okay, great.
I yelled, we cried. I was just
all the emotions of it.
So upset. I was so upset. This other one had one video that went mega viral, but I wasn't super thrilled with the content of it. It wasn't inappropriate.
Yeah, but you're like,
but it wasn't inappropriate, but perhaps maybe wasn't kind or
it was a murky water. It was like murky. That could be interpreted wrong.
And it wasn't against a person. Yeah.
I don't want to make up words again.
That's
That's
fine.
what I do when I get here. Interpreted.
So I'm just gonna say it that way, right? I let her keep it up because I've calmed down over the years.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I'll give her a win.
Yeah. Well, and it's that we're that much further along. Like
I'm not gonna lose.
She had the 2 behind her. She only has 1 behind her. Like it's okay.
But it's just wild. It's wild. And then with the boy, we have 3 girls, and then parenting the boy, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah. Well, and I have the opposite because I have the 2 boys and I have the girl, and I'm like, wow, these are different times.
You have my number. You can text anytime.
Well, and she's the opposite of me. Like she's more quiet. She's an introvert. She's so like her experiences are so different. I'm like, well, don't you want to go like do all that? She's like, I'm good. I'm like, oh man, we need all of you introverts. We need you in this world, but I don't understand how to do that because I live with FOMO my whole life. If you invite me to something, I want to come to everything. If you don't invite me, it's fine. Like I'm okay being left out, but if you invite me and I can't come, it will be on my calendar and I will know that you were having fun without me.
And your daughter is more,
cool.
I don't want to go. I'm fine.
And she's great to be with people. She's not shy. Like she wouldn't, like I have a friend and she'll sit down and talk with my friend. Like, she's like, she's so great. She's so chatty. I'm like, yeah, but her recharge is by herself. My recharge is with people. So we go to a tailgate. I am wound up to beat the band and having a great time. And she's like, can I go sit in the car and read my book? And I'm like, okay. And no one's, made her feel bad that she's hiding from anything. She just genuinely is done with people. I don't live in the world that way.
Isn't that beautiful though? Giving your kids what they need.
I'm trying.
Working really hard at seeing them for who they are and what they need, and not just parenting according to what your own personality needs. And that's a trick.
That's what I'm stretching and learning. Like, how do I hey, do you want to do this thing? And she's like, no, I'm good. I don't think so. And like my skin crawls, like, but everyone's out doing, but she's totally fine not doing those things. And I don't want to force her to do it and make her uncomfortable either.
Right.
Because, right, everybody remembers those social, even extroverts, social situations where you feel uncomfortable. Nobody likes that. So I don't want to push her into that.
Right.
But it is a very stretching scenario for me. Like,
I can see that.
I am
learning. Extroverted mom raising an introverted
Yes, and both
daughter.
my boys are extroverts. So it's like, okay, my one gendered one is the exact opposite of me.
Isn't that beautiful?
I almost knew that's how it was going to go. Because like my oldest, he's cool to do anything, but he's also cool to be by himself and tightens up for anything. Like he's 100% me. Bless him. That poor thing. He's 100% me.
My son is 100% me. 100%.
And we call him Titan Tons of Fun. Like we are here to party. Let's do all the fun things all the time. Let's go.
That's so funny. That's so funny. God bless it. Okay, so you're obviously in the throes of parenting.
Yes.
Remind me again of the kid's age.
I have 14, so he's a freshman in high school. So this is our first year into high school. I have a 12-year-old first year of 6th grade. So like another transition into middle school. And then my youngest is in 5th grade and he's 10. So 14, 12, 10.
I saw on social media that you posted it's your last year with the walking program.
It is.
Our first podcast.
It was. I know.
We talked about the importance of volunteering at school.
And I still believe that, but I am also happily handing it off to someone else.
Yeah.
Because I was that podcast or a different podcast, we talked about how I wanted to pick up sewing when I had more free time.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to do.
That's what I was wondering because I've seen on social media, you did pick up sewing, you did persevere, and you made what?
I made a quilt. I brought it. So if you're listening, just know that it's beautiful.
Oh, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. That is the most extroverted quilt I've ever seen in my life. In my life.
So I made this, and it's actually it was kind of the thing I wanted to talk about because doing a hobby, right? It's important, but we don't always have time for our hobbies. We do not. So I had said I wanted to sew for a very long time, and I was so paralyzed by the starting. I have to pick fabric, then I have to wash it all, then I have to cut it, and I have to get a pattern, and I have to do all these things. And it just kept me from starting. And I was like, okay, I don't have time for all of that things, but I really wanted to sew. And I knew I just had to get past that. So I decided to go the cheater way. And I bought that quilt all pre-cut. Every triangle was already cut for me. All the fabric was cut for me. So all I had to do was show up and start doing the fun parts. And I thought that was the best way to get myself into it.
It's kind of like being on a GLP-1. You just take it.
You can get to the fun part.
You just get to the fun part.
So I just I spent maybe a little bit more, but I didn't have to take the time to go to the fabric store. And I would be paralyzed by which fabrics to use because I haven't made a quilt since I was in high school.
Okay.
I mean, I'd always sewn things, bits and pieces here and there, but I hadn't made a quilt. I did one in high school, but I hadn't made one since then. And so I bought a whole kit. It was ready to go. Just here's the kit. And I sewed it all together, and then I just couldn't stop because I was having so much fun.
So you really enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it.
What did you love about it?
I loved, I think some of the creative outlet, sometimes, doing volunteering and parenting, I'm a creative, but I'm not really overly crafty. So I won't make things up, but I can follow a pattern being the type A that I am. I can read directions and follow that through. But I really loved having something to show when I was done because I love to be productive. It's a gross thing about me. I love to do things and be productive as something to show for my time. But as I was going, I was reminded oh, I do love this. Oh, I do love this. And it was kind of just a thing for me. Being extrovert, sewing isn't the best hobby because you are alone in your basement.
And the sewing machine and the bobbin. And
I did have my book. I was listening to my book. So as I was just kind of sewing, I was listening to my book. But I really enjoyed kind of having something fun that I wanted to do. I found myself on my phone less because I had something to do. And I really kind of made sure that I worked in the pockets of time, right? Lots of people quilt. Lots of people have hobbies that take tons of time. I don't have 20 hours to sit and do something, but if I can sew 10 squares together and then go upstairs and keep moving on with my day, I did. And so I would tell myself I wasn't allowed to sew until my workout was done because my sewing machine's right next to my gym. And so I would get my workout done. And then if I had an extra 10 minutes, I would just sew 2 or 3 squares and just worked through the pockets of time. And I told myself this is your first quilt. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's going to be tons of mistakes. Just wing it. See what happens. Allow yourself to have a hobby that you're not necessarily awesome at. I have told my kids, and maybe we've talked on this podcast before, I love building campfires, but I am terrible at them. They are pure smoke forever. And so I tried to just tell myself the quilt is like this. I'm allowed to love it, even if I'm not great at it. Turns out I was pretty great because the thing turned out way better than I planned.
It's beautiful.
But it was accomplished in little pockets of time, and it was accomplished with no stress, no rush. Like, just do it for the enjoyment and the fun. Because that's, if I'm looking at the song that I chose, we just sang this in church this weekend. I actually sang on stage. And there's a part in the verse and it says, oh, that when they look in my eyes, they would see you. Even in just a smile, they would feel the Father's love.
Oh, that when they look in my eyes, they would see you. Even in just a smile, they would feel the Father's love.
Now I can tell you, when I show off my quilt, pure smiles, pure smiles. And there wasn't really a song about quilting necessarily or hobbies, but I thought the joy that this has given me, I've been able to tell all my clients and all my followers, and I've brought it a few places to show people. And I just thought there is joy and kindness and care that lights up my whole face that could be a positive impact to somebody else. So it's, even though it's my hobby, hopefully it will overflow out to someone else and bring joy to them as well, just because I keep smiling about it.
Do you really feel like you cheated because someone else cut the fabrics
not anymore.
Triangles?
I am excited to do my next quilt and cut it myself.
That's why I was wondering. Next time, are you going to do that? My
next time I'll do it myself, but I think that was the paralyzing step that was keeping me from it.
So to overcome what was paralyzing you, the first one through, how could you just take that burden
and I literally
off a
just
bit?
asked AI, where can I buy pre-cut quilts? And I say that my chat GPT is a she, so she gave me all these options, and I liked this fabric set the best. So, and I'll do it the traditional way next time, but I think any new hobby, right? Any new thing that we try, we have to just tell ourselves we're going to be terrible at it.
How long did it take you?
Well, I told myself, just work on it as you need to. Maybe 5 weeks.
Type A.
For sure. For sure. One of my friends was it's done. Did I also make 2 tote bags the last 2 nights? Yes.
Out of the same fabric?
Nope. I went to the fabric store twice in 2 days because I was like, I want to make this tote bag. And so I bought everything and I made one. And then I made it all in a night. So the next day I went back and I bought fabric for 2 more tote bags. And then I made another one last night. Because Dave's painting. So
you got to do something.
I got to do something.
This is a really bad time in life that Joann Fabrics just went out of business.
Seriously, tell me about it. Because I did say to someone, I said, well, I go to the local fabric store because I also know my quilting math skills are real thin. Real thin. Because I also asked my AI assistant on my phone to tell me how much backing I would need because I don't know 3/8 or 5/8. I don't.
Is it backing or batting?
So batting is in the middle.
Oh,
backing is on the back.
That's what smushes the
binding
batting. Yes.
Is the this. Yes. So all the quilt education you didn't know you wanted. But I had to ask my AI assistant, and then they told me the math, and then I went to the local store, and they were like, well, actually, you probably need this much. You don't need to pay for all that. And I was like, okay. So I have decided I need to support the local store because they will help me with my weaknesses in my math and my questions. So if I have questions, I'm like, well, at least I came and supported local. Now you can help me with this question that I have because I don't know what I'm doing.
There's a couple of nice ladies at that store. There's one you got to avoid. I'll describe her for you later.
Okay, great. There was so many people in the store yesterday. I was shocked at 2:00 on a Wednesday how many people were in the fabric store.
So you've made 2 tote bags.
And a quilt in the last 6
Are
weeks.
the tote bags in use? Or are they gifts?
They're going to be gifts, but I made one and I kind of wung it. And then the next one was better. So then I can't decide if I should get rid of the first one or if I should just have that one because now my third one's going to be even better yet. Because they are the colors of our high school. So but I'm getting better, but I don't know.
You got to hold you. And that's the other thing I think that's important in today's social media world. You can do something that's just for you that doesn't have to go viral or turn into a side hustle.
No, nothing I do goes viral. I have no viral anything. I'm just me doing stuff.
You got to add kind of a.
Do I need one of your kids?
I was gonna say, you need to add a questionable phrase on the front of it or something. Woo, girl. I was watching your Instagram today.
Yeah.
We'll link it in the show notes.
Thank you.
How do
Thank
people
you.
find it? Z Mama
Loves.
Z
Yeah,
Mama Loves.
mostly, and it's all linked like on Instagram and Facebook, but I mostly do my communications and stuff through Instagram.
Okay, here's what I like about it. I like that you're already, again, we're so different.
Yeah.
I like that you're already starting to share really great toys that you found, like for your nephew, for Christmas, and the deals that you get. But there isn't a weird pressure from you of like, I gotta do everything that she's doing.
Oh, it's not a do it if you're cool situation. Like, have this or don't. It's fine. Like,
if this works for you, great.
Especially like during like sports seasons when I'm like, hey, I have this awesome double-decker wagon. Did I have a regular wagon before? Yeah. Did it work? It was fine. But the double-decker where the back folds down and you put the chairs underneath, that's great. And if you're in that season, awesome. Here's the best wagon that I found. But if that's not your thing, it's not your thing.
So who needs AI when you're out there on Z Mama Loves?
Well, again, AI
things?
with the math, Cece, with the math.
I was talking to other Abby, who's the producer of this podcast.
Yes, she's a quilter.
She was saying that you guys were
aspirational. Yeah. Oh yeah, I want her to critique my quilt.
No, she would never. She would never.
Well, is that because it's flawless or
it's flawless? It's really great. She was saying that she used your tip that you shared one time about how you use Amazon. And then you get the cash back.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time for Christmas, you have all this cash from using.
That's and because I just shared some like toys for the Prime Day deals for my nephews. I texted my sister and my sister-in-law. I'm like, do your boys have any interest in these? Yep. Okay, great. Cause it's cheaper if I buy two. So I bought those, but then I will use the points because I did the delayed delivery, which gave me 7% cash back on that total. And then I will sit on those points until Christmas. Well, I already have so many that although I was buying a Christmas present now, I use those points. And so those two gifts were free.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I had to spend the money to get the points. So like, I never want to be like, I got your Christmas presents for free. That's not true, but I use them that way. And so I just got 2 Christmas gifts all set for Christmas that now will live underneath my bed until Christmas that I didn't pay any money for out of my pocket.
I like that girl math.
Yeah.
Girl
yeah. Well,
math
Dave did say, he goes, how much is this new hobby costing us? And I was like, it's okay, it's free because I'm gonna give the tote bags away. And he goes, to who? And I'm like, I haven't decided yet.
It's free.
And he goes, so are we just gonna have 2 tote bags? I'm like, maybe, but in my heart I can always give them away if I want, so they're gifts.
That is so
and we
funny.
like we laugh because Dave and I don't have shared hobbies. Do you and Dave have a lot of shared hobbies?
No, we enjoy walking.
That is walking. Is that a hobby?
No,
it's walking.
It's walking. It's for exercise and connection. But I gotta tell you, one time I went to that local craft store we're talking about, and I got the best employee. There's one that is my favorite. She's young.
Okay.
I don't know if she works there anymore. She was in college, and I just loved her. I loved her enthusiasm. But what I do for my girls, just one is married, but when they were little, I made a happy birthday banner.
Oh, I have those.
All out of different fabric triangles.
Okay.
And then I cut out the happy birthday, and then I fused those on top, and then sewed up.
I paid someone to do that, but I have those as well.
This thing is like massive. It strings across our entire dining room.
wow.
It comes out on every birthday.
Oh yeah.
And so I made one for my daughter for her wedding shower so she could have her own happy birthday banner. But I just willy-nilly go to the craft store, start picking out all of these fabrics that I just love.
You would, as a not type A, just willy-nilly pick
Willy-nilly.
out. You would not like stress about it at all.
It was willy
Congrats.
to the
That's
nilly.
a great way to function.
Would you like to guesstimate how much I spent on hand making a happy birthday banner with quilting fabric from said local craft store?
$80 at least?
It was $175.
Yep. You pick the fancy fabrics though.
Oh yeah, I
the real cute ones.
The imported ones from Japan. I think they were Japanese.
Okay, I just want you to know that this whole quilt, the pre-cut parts, were only $125. So now I still had to buy the batting and the backing, but my quilt might be the same price as your happy birthday banner.
Yeah, I was a little stressed by that.
Well, then you really can't screw it up either because you cannot go back to buy more fabric.
And everything was cut because it was off of a bolt.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They had to cut.
You're committed.
I was super committed. So I hope Ellie enjoys that.
Oh, yeah.
Happy $175 birthday banner.
For a banner.
But this is my math, right? I clearly lack the ability to pay attention to any kind of detail in my life.
It's hard to tell because it's like, it's this much per yard.
Right.
I don't know how many yards I'm going to need because I ain't going to do the math.
I
And it's 20% off. Really not going to do that. So I just wing it and I'm like, it's okay. It's my hobby.
It's
This
bringing
is
me
my hobby
joy.
thing.
And when people look at
Yeah.
you,
Smile
that
on
when
my face.
they look in my eyes, they would see you, even in just a smile, they would feel the Father's
Did you smile
love.
when they told you the price?
I had an internal freak out session, but then yelled to myself, pivot.
It's fine. It's fine. Well, and I like I said earlier, like Dave and I don't have shared hobbies. So like this is my hobby. He has hunting. Like that's his thing, and he does it year round. He does all the time. I don't know what we spend on hunting.
Right.
I know we went from a certain kind of tree stand to a different kind of tree stand.
I don't imagine it was cheap. Girl.
No, and he like at one point he like handed me a bunch of cash. He's like, this needs to go in the bank account for all the hunting stuff I bought. And I was like, okay. Did we get good stuff? He's like, we got great stuff. And I was like, perfect. But
next time, can you buy
and time for mine?
Next time, can you buy it on Amazon so I can use the reward points for Christmas?
He did some of them, but God, he's buying a whole bunch used on Facebook Marketplace. Bless him. He's like, well, I just got this and this. I'm like, you could buy a new one if you wanted. I can't buy used fabric.
So I've got a hobby in mind. I'm not going to profess what it is out loud, but the next time I have you in a couple months as a guest again, you can hold me accountable and see if I started the hobby.
Because you said you used to paint furniture.
Yeah, I would paint
and
furniture.
Like that was like a young person's hobby. And I was like, I'm going to pick up old people hobbies and quilt.
I dabble in reupholstery. I've reupholstered my dining room chairs.
That feels so difficult.
I'm helping a friend wallpaper. So it's
I
like
haven't done either of those.
But that I don't know if it's hobby. I don't know. I'm going to come up with something.
Okay.
It's not going to be professional happy birthday banner making. That's for sure. Although now I've got to make 3 more in my life.
Yeah, you might want to buy those now.
I might want to start. I might want to get another job.
Yeah, or maybe like I need $1 a week for the next one that I'm going to make.
Thanks for stopping by the podcast.
Absolutely.
It's always a joy talking to you. Thanks for listening to today's episode of This Lyric, That Truth. If you were inspired by today's conversation, feel free to share it with a friend and leave a 5-star review. If you're looking for more hope and encouragement in your music, download the Joy Media mobile app for free wherever you download your apps. I'm Ceci, and I so look forward to sharing more in-depth conversations with you as we talk about the lyrics that encourage us and shape our lives. Meet me back here next week for another episode of This Lyric, That Truth.